an analysis of conversational implicature in divergent movie script. So the movie is based on the novel by Veronica Roth with the same title, Divergent also. And this movie is 2014 American science fiction action movie directed by Neil Berger, and it stars Kate Winslet, Shailene Woodley, Toe James, and Ashley Judd. This movie is talking about which only Chicago, in the future, which only Chicago exists, and then the people are put into 5 groups, which are abnegation, candor, erudite, amity, and dauntless. So the reason why I chose this movie, of course, this is one of my favorite movie, and I've watched this movie about 5 times or 4, I think, and that might help me to more easily to understand some of conversational implicature in this movie. So why I choose movie to study? Because I think in the movie, almost all actors make the audience think for a while to understand what they say in the movie. And many characters in the movie deliberately violate the principle of cooperation. And why I interesting to discuss about implicatures? Because every day we are filled with communication, and people need communication to interpret what people mean in their speech, and people need, and language is a way of making more easy communication. And when a person communicates with another one, uh, when a person communicates with another one, the language can help to express his ideas more accurately. But sometimes everyone will find some cases in communication. One of these cases is implied meaning. And if there is something implied in communication, people should be known what other people says and what other people mean, and it needs some interpretation. One of these case, so implied meaning is the cases is always come in the communication. So implicit meaning is a part of communication. Implicit meaning is a part of assessment in linguistics, especially in the study of pragmatic, the study which discuss the implicit meaning of the utterance is called implicature. So next is my statement problems. I have 2. First is what are the types of conversational implicature found in the divergent movie script, and the second is what are the meaning of each utterances of conversational implicature found in the divergent movie script. So next, the statement of problems. Objective of study. So identify the types of conversational implicature that found in the divergent movie script, and the second is to describe the meaning of each conversational implicature found in the divergent movie script. And also I hope this research will useful for reader to know more about conversational implicature, and the research theoretically can be additional information for the next researcher who interested in conversational implicatures. So in the chapter 2, I discuss pragmatic, implicature, conversational implicature, and cooperative principle. So pragmatic is the study of the relationships between linguistic forms and the user of those forms, according to Yule, 1996. And implicature is a proposition that is implied by the utterance of a sentence in a context, even though the proposition is not a part of nor an entailment of what was actually said, according to Gazdar, 1979. And according to Grice, implicature is the act of meaning or implying something by saying something else. Next is conversational implicature. Conversational implicature is usually also called implicature as shorthand. In Levinson's book titled Pragmatic, Grice distinguished conversational implicature into two types. Those are generalized conversational implicature and particularized conversational implicature. So generalized conversational implicature, according to Yule in his book, Pragmatic, is conversational implicature which does not require special knowledge in the context to calculate additional conveyed meaning. For example, there is conversation between Ani and Lala. So Ani asked Lala, Ani said that, did you buy cheese and bread? And Lala answered, I buy bread. So in this conversation, it means that Lala does not buy cheese, and it can be understood although Lala does not give some information about that. While particularized conversational implicature is, according to Grice, this type is intended in French, depends on particular features, the specific context of the utterances. In the other word, the second type of conversational implicature has explicit meaning, which is occurs in specific context. So generalized conversational implicature does need required special knowledge, but particularized conversational implicature need the specific context to understand the conversational implicature. For example, in particularized conversational implicature, there is a conversation between speaker A and speaker B. Speaker A said, have you tried using the BlackBerry Messenger in your Android smartphone? And speaker B answered, it is only gingerbread. So the special knowledge is gingerbread. Yeah. So next is cooperative principle. The cooperative principle, Grace said that in communication, you have to make your conversational contribution such as it is required. So according to Grace, conversational implicature occurs as a result of violating one of the four maxims. So the four maxim is something like rules, I think. So the conversational implicature occurs as a result of violating one of these rules. So the rules are, first is maxim of quantity, a maxim of quality, maxim of manner, and maxim of relation. So these four rules has their respective explanation, but the core of these rules more or less sounds like this. What we're trying to say or what we're trying to convey must be solid, must be characterized, and must be clear, and in order to be understood well by the speech partner. So next in the chapter 3, research methodology. So first is research design. This research use descriptive qualitative method. This research will use the theory of implicature by Grice to identify the conversational implicature and analyze the meaning of implicature in the dialogue. And the data searches, this research use primary data and secondary data, and the data will be obtained from English transcript of the Divergent movie. And technique of data collection, first is of course watching the Divergent movie, and then the second is reading the movie script and observing the utterances of dialogue in the movie. and then selecting the conversation until it can be found some conversational implicature of the utterances in the movie. And the last is technique of data analysis. First is analyze the data based on pragmatic approach, and the second is classifying the which consists of conversational implicature using theory implicature by Grice, and the third is describing the conversational implicature, analyzing how the character use the context and maxim. And the last is analyze the utterances that classified into conversational implicature to find out their meaning. So I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.